Hello everybody, Animation Trainer here, and today I'm gonna re-talk about the Avengers. Now, I've already made a review of the Avengers, but recently I've changed my opinion on the Avengers. Simply because the only other Marvel film that I've seen was Captain America, the First Avenger, and then Iron Man 3 and Thor Dark World, which I barely remember anything about those two films, so yeah, it was pretty much just Captain America, which did help me understand the film a little more. But after watching almost all the MCU movies, I am now ready to rewatch. I was ready to rewatch this movie, and I have some new thoughts. Now, let me talk about some things I said in my original review. Like, I did think that the action was great, and still here, I still think it really is great. And then I really do enjoy every single one of the Avengers and how they're all well introduced. In my other review, I thought that they kind of rushed everything, like to introduce all the heroes. But after rewatching it again, not really. I mean, they didn't exactly like just cram all the heroes in at once. No, I didn't think that. Yeah. But I still really like the Avengers in this film, and I like how they all work together in a great way. And I find the movie very funny in certain scenes. Yeah, and all the fight scenes are great, like the Iron Man and Thor fight and the final fight. Then in my review, I also mentioned that I didn't think Loki was exactly, well, I liked Loki, but I didn't think that Loki was all that great. But after rewatching the movie, well, and plus watching Thor, I thought Loki was a well-developed and really good villain. Sure, he's not the best villain ever, still goes to Darth Vader, but he's definitely a really great villain, best in the MCU. And that actually kind of says a lot, because there's a lot. No, not really. But that doesn't say too much, because the majority of the MCU villains are bland. Yeah. And Loki is definitely very intimidating. Like there's parts where Loki gets a little creepy. Yeah. And I don't mean in like the good way. I mean like he gets like at the point creepy at the point where like he kind of starts scaring you. Well, he didn't scare me, but like he starts scaring the other characters. And I thought that worked very well, because Loki is meant to be intimidating. Another thing with this film is what was next? Oh, I also mentioned that I thought the camera was kind of jerky, but I did rewatch it, and well, I found out why it looked a little jerky. It's because I was watching it on my phone, but I saw it on TV, and not really. It wasn't that jerk. The camera wasn't that jerky. Yeah, I thought it was fine. But if there is a problem I still have from my first review, it's that the movie does get slow towards the middle of the film. It doesn't exactly get boring, but it feels like there's no progression going through. Like all is pretty much the heroes just talking to each other, and that is also kind of a good thing. I mean, we get to see a bunch of interactions, but some things are just feel like filler. Like Iron Man talking to Bruce Banner saying, "Hey, you should check out Stark Tower sometimes," or yeah, stuff like that. And another thing with the movie is Hawkeye. I mean, yes, I do know that he was like, I forgot what Loki was using, like the scepter or something like that, but he was controlling Hawkeye, and he was evil for the majority of the film, but I felt like he was very underused, and because we haven't seen them in any other Marvel MCU movie, like, it gives us kind of like not exactly a bad taste, but like we don't get to know much about Hawkeye, and he's supposed to be one of the 6 Avengers. Luckily, Age of Ultron fixed that, and we got to know a little more about Hawkeye, because the only other film Hawkeye was in before the Avengers was Thor, and that was like and he had like maybe 3 or 4 lines, and that's it. And that was just the part when Thor was trying to go and get his hammer. Yeah, not much at all. Yeah. And I'm going to keep the ranking, and I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. But I do agree, but I do think that this is the most overrated of the Marvel franchise. A lot of people say that Guardians of the Galaxy is, but I really liked Guardians. Like, I agree that it should get that much love. But Avengers, they usually say it's like the best Marvel movie, but I wouldn't exactly say it's the best. I mean, it's better than a lot of Marvel movies, but not the best. And I wanted to give a shout out to Raul Alcantar, and because he's been helping a lot with the channel recently, and go check him out. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.